You know, the thing about coming out is I find there's not like one coming out. You come out many times to different people over the years. I've been coming out to people probably for about over 30 years now, and no matter how, even you think that, you know, oh my God, I'm so gay, people will look at you, and unless you announce yourself as gay or lesbian, a lot of the time they just will not assume that you are. Well, I knew from a very young age that I was gay, but I mean, I was deeply, deeply closeted, and then, of course, it being the 1980s, at the height of AIDS hysteria and all that kind of stuff, it was just like, oh my God, being gay was like the kiss of death. So it was kind of like really deep in the closet, and stuff happened. I was actually outed to my mom by my sister, and Mom came up to me and she said, "Oh my God, is it true?" I said, "Yes." She says, "Well, I'm really upset. You should have told me a long time ago because I had so many doctors I could have set you up with." She said, "Let me butter up your father." So I remember we had gone to Montreal Canadiens versus Boston Bruins game at the Montreal Forum. So I remember I said, okay, I'm going to tell him at the first intermission. So I go to Dad. I said, at the first intermission, you want a beer? So I go and we go and buy a beer. And of course, we're talking about everything but that. And so the second intermission, Dad says, well, let me get around the beer. I said, okay, I'll tell him now. And of course I didn't. And then it was kind of like I was taking my dad home in the metro. I was like, okay, I'll tell him in the metro. And then it's like, okay, I'll tell him on the sidewalk, walk home. And then Dad's putting the key into the front door, and I'm like, Dad, I got something I got to tell you. He says, what is it? I said, I'm gay. He says, well, I'm happy for you, son. And I remember I walked into his place and poured myself a triple vodka. After my name, the most important thing about my identity is my sexual orientation. It absolutely informs everything I do, the way I look at the world. It's always, always through the prism of queerness. And it's maybe straight people don't think of their sexuality in the same way because they never have to think about it. They just do. But I've always kind of looked at the world through rainbow colors.